Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandas pronounced to all the devotees. Thank you for joining. So today's Nityam Bhagavata Seva. So today we have His Grace Suvinaya Nityananda Prabhu. So he will actually share the nectar with us. So Prabhu, welcome to the forum. Thank you for joining this session, and then kindly walk us through the verses there. Prabhu, I invite you on behalf of all the people, all the devotees here. Kindly go ahead, Prabhu. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prasanna Ramdas Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thanks for providing me opportunity to speak on this wonderful verses in Srimad Bhagavatam and allowing myself the opportunity to purify. We'll start off with the prayers. Om Adnanatimidandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Tati Swapadam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Shakrajatam Sahagna Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Shatvaitam Shavatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dira Bandhu Jagatpate Kopesha Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavareshwari Rushabhanu Sati Devi Pranamami Haripriya Pancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhubheva Patithana Pavarembhyo Vaishnavembhyo Namo Namah Namo Ishtapadaya Krishnapisthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pacharini Vishesha Shunyamade Paschata Deshatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Badrisha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karvati Vadhanam Pampur Lankaiti Girimit Namanandam Shri Guru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome all devotees to this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we'll be continuing on our journey on Priyavita's past, or Priyavita's life story, Priyavrata's. So just to give a background of, so speaking about Priyavrata, how he had got instructions from Narada Muni and he was completely renounced. And then Manu, his father, comes and asks Priyavrata to take up the kingdom and start ruling so that he can retire. Priyavrata, Manu being his father, couldn't accept nor reject the proposal. He was in a dilemma. He really didn't want it to because he knew the truth as instructed by Narada Muni. Then Brahma came and instructed Priyavrata. Very, very good instructions. I'm sure you would remember those. Told even liberated souls accept the order of the Lord. And so you should also accept the order of the Lord and carry on carry on the kingdom from where your father left off. And if you are really devoted to the Lord, material things doesn't disturb you, whether you are in a gruhastha or whether you are in vanaprastha or in sannyasi, wherever you are, gruhetake vanhetako. So wherever in forest or in house, it doesn't matter, you can perform your devotional service. Then Priyavrata gets convinced and he takes up the kingdom. And these two verses, these three verses, 5.1.30, 31, 32, very good verses, describes the activity of Priyavrata, how good he was a king, and how much powerful he was a king. Also starts giving a glimpse of what is coming in chapter 5, the material, the Brahma, our Brahmanda, explanation of our Brahmanda, what it consists of, what are the planetary systems and all. So I will try to cover in this session how good Priyavrata was as a king, how well he managed. We'll give comparisons on how current leaders should go about ruling the kingdom or taking care of its people. Also, we will I'll give a sneak peek into how our Brahmanda or material universe is made up of. And that is what Shukdev Goswami here gives a glimpse of what is coming in fifth canto. That is how we'll go about. Let me know once you can see my screen. So hopefully you are able to see my screen, no?
Yes, now we can see, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 5.1.30. We'll not go through the shlokas. Shlokas are big, and we'll go to the actual translation and purpose. The time is 1 hour. Translation of fifth canto, first chapter, 30th shloka. While so excellently ruling the universe, King Priyavrita once become dissatisfied with circumambulation of powerful sun god. Encircling Sumeru hill on his chariot, the sun god illuminates all surrounding planetary systems. However, when sun is on the northern side of the hill, the south side receives less light, and when sun is in south, the north receives less. King Priyavrata disliked the situation and therefore decided to make daylight in part of the universe where there was light. He followed the orbit of sun god on a brilliant chariot and thus fulfilled the desire. He could perform such wonderful activity because of power he had achieved by worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we will go to here. Yeah. So here one of the important things that is described in this shloka is what is the characteristic of a devotee king. So characteristic of a devotee king. So devotee kings are known as Raja Rishis. The Raja means who has external power, external opulence, external wealth. He has so much control on his portion of kingdom, right? So he has externally, he can do anything. Raja means he can do externally anything within the purview of his or scope of what he has got. Rishi means who has conquered inner, who has got control over inner things. Control over desires, control over gratification, control over Arishad Vargas, control anything you say, he has control over inner thing. So that person who has control over external thing and also who has control over internal thing is known as a Raja Rishi. And Raja Rishis are concerned with spiritual welfare of their subjects. Very important to note. They're not concerned with material welfare of their subjects. They're not concerned only with material welfare. Of course, as a king, you need to take care materially also your people and the subjects. But Raja Rishis are mainly concerned with spiritual welfare of their subjects. So whenever you see in history, Puranas or Upanishads or Bhagavatam, whenever Raja Rishis are there, the kingdom just flourishes. So we have seen many examples in Bhagavatam. Prithu Maharaj, Yudhishthira, I do not list here. Prithu Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. So what all these people did? Prithu Maharaj, when he came, so Prithu Maharaj father, a technical father, if you say King Vena, was a demonic ruler. It's not a Raja Rishi. He used to trouble each and every subject of his. He did not even leave a subject who he did not trouble. So they were fed up. So Brahmanas who normally doesn't get angry at all. Samodama Tapasaucham. That is what Bhagavad Gita Krishna describes Brahmanas as more tolerant, more patience. But that tolerant, patient Brahmana also got fed up with the activities of King Vena, who is technical father of Prithu Maharaj, and they could not withstand the activity what Vena was doing. He was tormenting his subjects. As a king, you're not supposed to torment your subjects. Okay. And he tormented the subjects who are under his care. Imagine a child who is under, definitely child is not independent, right? It is under care of the parents, and if parents start troubling the child in a wrong way, I mean, not in a corrective fashion. Obviously, parents have the duty for correcting the child, not for correction, but for sake of not correction, they are doing troubling, then child becomes helpless. Seeing this, the Bhakti Vedantis or the Brahmanas cursed Vena to die. So Prithu Maharaj was being born and came into this world, and he immediately the Oshidini Shakti, the growing or the earth started to during Vena's period started to go down. Its potency, it started withdrawing its strength. The strength of earth is, or the characteristic of earth is, you put a small seed and you see how big tree it becomes and bears fruits. That is what earth is capable of. That capability earth withdraw during the period of Vena. But Prithu Maharaj, with his flow, came and recovered or plowed the fields, and earth became very satisfied because of a devotional service to the Lord, and it started producing in abundance. So you see what is Raja Rishi will do. And Prithu Maharaj was always performing sacrifices. He performed 99 Ashwamedha Yagnas, satisfying all the demigods and the Lord himself. Then Parikshit Maharaj, he got a hint, hey, Kali is coming to my kingdom. What should I do? So he toured the entire kingdom searching for Kali and vanquishing and ready to vanquish. And he saw a bull and a cow there conversing. Actually, they were not seen by ordinary people, by the way. They were seen only by Parikshit Maharaj. And this bull was standing in four legs. It was usually standing, but it was standing in one leg. And the cow was weeping. And he heard the conversation and terminated and went to the bull and tell, who in my kingdom, who made you like this? Even if it is demigod who made like this, I don't care. I go and will kill him. So that is what Raja Rishi is. More concerned about the subject and morely on spiritual matters. And whenever Raja Rishis rule the world, kingdom will flourish. So nature gives in plenty, hills will give minerals, and rivers will give. In Bhagavatam it is there how Yudhishthira when he became king after the war of Kurukshetra gets over and he is crowned as a king, described in Bhagavatam that hills gives lots of minerals, plants and the trees gives lots of fruits, rivers gives lots of fertile soil, earth gives lots of precious pearls. So everything is given. Clouds give rods and sufficient amount of rains in night. So nature gives plenty. So there is no need of material distress at all. People need not worry because nature itself is satisfied and gives so much because Raja Rishi is ruling and they know the purpose of what their rule is. All the sadhus, the brahmanas, the Vaishnavas are well respected and taken care of. So the head of the society is taken care very well by the Raja Rishis. Because they have conquered internally and externally. They know the purpose of life and they want to take their subjects to that purpose of life. They are the best preachers, by the way. So in general, there is no material worry at all for people, and all the facilities are taken care, and people concentrate on spiritual path automatically. There is no nobody, no force or nothing. It is automatically taken care of. So Priyavrata was also one of the Rajarishis. So he was also a Rajarishi. He was also concerned about spiritual welfare of the subject. So kingdom was flourishing under Priyavrata, and the people had no material worries. So compared to modern, so there is a message to modern leaders here on how, from Bhagavatam, how you should take care of your subjects. You should take care not only from material angle. Definitely, material angle is very much needed, especially in Kali Yuga, where material things are very scarce. But one trick is, one tip and trick is, hey, if a leader is spiritually grown or spiritually inclined, then you see material nature cooperates with that leader. So this is the key understanding that one leader should have. Hey, it is not that by my technological, my people's or my scientist technological prowess, I can solve the material miseries. It is not like that. The more technologically progress, the more technologically the leader progresses and doesn't believe in spiritual path or giving spiritual things to the rajas or the subject, the more material nature also manifests. And for example, in the medical field, the number of diseases that a modern man now in 21st century is facing is far, far, far more than the number of diseases the Vedic period we're facing. It's a fact. Nobody can deny it at all. So we have technology advanced. We have vaccines. We have proactive medicines that can avoid the diseases. But the number of diseases only has grown. Where were these diseases? So that is what. So the more we try to solve materially a problem, the more the problem gets bigger, because material nature is like that. So modern day leaders need to understand this and are encouraged to read Bhagavatam so that, hey, how a leader has to be. A reader has to be a Rajarishi. The reader first has to realize self and then come out in leading the same. So material nature cooperates with the leader. So we have seen in this world, not many leaders are like this. So we should encourage and we should distribute more Bhagavatam to the leaders, political leaders of our time, and make them read and make them come to this path. Otherwise, it is going to get worse. At least in this golden period, we can do that so that some of the leaders can take to this Bhagavatam and come back into spiritual path. So, Priyavrata, can somebody go on mute who's talking, please? Thank you. So, Priyavrata also was a devotee king. So, he was also very much into devotional service because he was already realized soul. He was already instructed by Narada Muni. So, once he saw his subject suffering because of sun. His son, as you know, the science of it, sun lights up one surface of earth, other surface becomes dark. And due to this dark, people were suffering. And dark means what we do in modern world. When we go dark, we lit a fire or electricity, whatever, or electricity, or we keep emergency lamps. So like that, we lit up and stay and carry on our activities in night. And but during Priyavrata's time, it was pitch dark. So he wanted, hey, what is this? I want to solve problem of my subjects. This is a big problem. Not only that, in during months of summer months, sun would heat up like anything, and in colder months, sun would not come, and it would become very hard, very cold. So the people not tolerate this. People cannot tolerate, and they're suffering. Definitely, being a Raja and a compassionate person, he took up the task of uh, uh, creating, means removing this aberration or deviation or lessening the sufferings of the people in general. So he took his chariot and followed the orbit of sun, and he was imagine he was along with sun. So whenever sun used to reduce its intensity, he used to give intensity. Priyavrata. And whenever sun used to increase the intensity, he used to produce the cool rays like moon. So then people were receiving normal sun rays, so they were happy. Okay, how he could perform such wonderful activities? It is because he was a worshipper of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. He could worship, he could perform such wonderful activities because of his worship of the Lord. So here it is basically this instance is said as a precursor to the creation of Bhumandala, how Bhumandala is. Okay, and as a precursor, how Bhumandala became the 7 islands like that, and how Priyavrata distributed these islands to his children. And third thing is, hey, how concerned Priyavrata was with his subjects. Even though if it is material also, he was concerned, and how powerful Priyavrata was. So the 4 things is coming out by this activity. So such wonderful activity is due to worship of the Lord. So how this was possible? If somebody wonders, this is the answer. Priyavrata, by the power of yoga, had 2 bodies actually. First body is as a king, and second body is as a son. Okay. So by power of yoga, he was also as good as sun. So he also has had a body of sun. He followed the sun, not to compete with the sun. It is not, hey, I have compete with the sun. I have a body of sun. I can do. No, that is not. But to give happiness to inhabitants of Earth, people were suffering. Hey, when there is cold season, it was too much cold and they could not tolerate. So when it's too much cold, people get busy in what? Oh, rearing the sheep, getting the wool, performing the blanket, then wearing, and getting the water, heating, then get growing foods that were internally give them heat and good. So they get busy in their material activities. Right? Hey, cold season is coming. I want to do this. I want to do this. Hey, hot season is coming. We want to prepare like this. We want to build a shelter. We want to prepare. We want to plant trees. We want to. So all this. So that to lessen that work and make people concentrate on their spiritual journey, that is where Priyavrata did this. Okay, so that is where the important concept of Raja Rishi comes in. How he intercepts in the phenomena of nature to give happiness to the inhabitants so that they can concentrate on spiritual path. So that is the one you should not forget. You should always remember that portion of Raja Rishi's contribution. So then why he did this, I said, like in months of Jeshta, the sun made by Priyavrata was cooler than moon. So he used to cool. So the effect of summer is gone. And in months like Margashira, he used to warm. The sun made by Priyavrata is warmer than the natural sun. Then so in this way, people forgot, hey, okay, we have to do something for cold and hot season. No, it is taken care by the king himself. And now they can concentrate more on spiritual journey. we will have faced many things in our practical Krishna conscious life also, right? When we go to preach to other people houses, they're worried about, hey, prasadam. Okay, there will be entire day in the entire program. They'll be in the kitchen on cooking prasadam. So if we say no, Mataji or Prabhuji, we will get the prasadam. You have to just listen to the class. Then they'll be relieved. Now no need of prasadam. Prabhu or Mataji is getting prasadam, so we can. So they'll sit and listen to the class. And that is exactly what here also Priyavita is trying to do. Not because that he had power of sun and he can show he has two bodies, one as king, one as sun. I will compete with sun. I want to show my prowess. No, that is not, because Priyavita is a Raja Rishi. He's not a egoistic king like Hiranyakashipu, Vena, Hiranyaksha, anything. He is a Raja Rishi concerned about spiritual welfare of people. So that is the importance of this. So the key learning out of this is Raja Rishis are very powerful and Raja Rishis are ruling. The importance is the advancement of spiritual journey for their subjects, and nature cooperates with these Raja Rishis so that the elevation of the people can be made. Okay, that completes our first shloka. Yeah, we'll read 31 and 32 now. So translation. When Priyavrata drove his chariot behind the sun, the rims of his chariot wheels created impressions that later became 7 oceans, dividing the planetary system known as Bhumandala into 7 islands. Okay. So, this is 33. The names of islands are Jambu, Palaksha, Samali, Usha, Krauncha, Shaka, and Pushkara. Each island is twice as large as one preceding it, and it is surrounded by a liquid substance beyond which is next island. Last shloka for the day. The 7 oceans respectively contain salt water, sugarcane juice, liquor, clarified butter, milk, emulsified yogurt, and sweet drinking water. All the islands are completely surrounded by these oceans, and each ocean is equal in breadth to the island it surrounds. Maharaja Priyavrata, the husband of Queen Brihspati, gave sovereignty of these islands to their respective sons Agnidhara, Idmajiva, Ignabahu, Hiranyarata, Gritaprishta, Medhati, Vitotra. Thus, they all became kings by the order of their father. Very important precursor to how our universe is made of. I'll also give a bit of precursor to you. So our entire planetary system is made up of Suvarloka, Madhyaloka, and so upper planetary system, middle planetary system, and lower planetary system, like this. And sun, moon are suspended outside this. You can see this figure to a lot more understand. So we have floating planetary systems here. And this verse is talking about this middle planetary system, which is called Bhumandala. Okay. So this Bhumandala is, so it is lit up by sun, right? Sun and moon here outside. So while Priyavrata is going around, so wherever sun is going around, Priyavrata is going around like that. So this particular Bhumandala, it is going around. So he's making, when cycle goes around a muddy place, right? You can see the marks of the tire, right? So like that, when Priyavrata is going around in a chariot, it made it's a great chariot. By the way, Priyavrata is great king, and he has and the chariot makes a dent or marks here. And such marks left, what do you call? So such marks left dent there. And these 7 liquids come and fill up that. 7 liquids come and fill up that. I will go to that particular, yeah. So see the 7 marks left and the 7 liquids come and fill up that. See, first is here salt water. So 7 islands are created. The first island is Jambudvipa. And the island means the ocean covering Jambudvipa is this salt water. Okay. This is called Palakshadvipa, whatever. And then it is sugarcane juice. And then it is liquor. Then it is clarified butter. Then milk. Then emulsified yogurt. That is ghee. Sorry, curd. And then it is drinking water. So you see each and every island is surrounded by one liquid. So it's very hard for us to imagine. Actually, because we have seen only salt water, nothing else. But there is definitely sugarcane juice, definitely liquor, definitely clarified butter, that is ghee, definitely milk, yogurt, and sweet water. And each of the ocean is as big as the island in terms of length, sorry, in terms of thickness. So this is what, these are the rims of the chariot of Priyavrata created these islands. Earlier it was one chunk, there were no islands. But once Priyavrata rode his chariot, circumambulating the orbit of the sun, this big creates. So I'll give a glimpse here. So yeah, I'm hopeful you're getting the. So first it was like this, and then it became 7 islands. Okay, so this is how the upper planetary system is: Maharloka, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka, Bhuloka, and we are talking about Bhuloka here. And here you can clearly see how this islands are created in form of circles, and each island is covered or surrounded by milk ocean, sweetwater ocean, ghee ocean, yogurt ocean, saltwater ocean, sugarcane, liquor. See here, these are the rims. So this is what is called Bhuloka. So this is the Mount Sumeru, through which the sun also revolves around Mount Sumeru. So here also Mount Sumeru. So that is what it is. Center of the Bhumandala is Mount Sumeru. It's the highest mountain. It's a mountain made of gold. And this is the 14 planetary system what we have got in our universe. The 14 planets are Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janarloka, Maharloka, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka. These are the upper planetary system. Which are the upper planetary system? Satyaloka, Tapoloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, Swargaloka, and Bhuvarloka. And the middle planetary system is Bhuloka, Bhurloka. And this is what we are talking now, which is divided into 7 islands. Okay, second. And next is the lower planetary system: Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. And above below this it is Pitraloka and hellish planets. So this is a lower planetary system, middle planetary system, and upper planetary system. So this upper planetary and middle lower planetary system were not touched by Priyavrata. Priyavrata wanted to give happiness to Bhuloka people, and that is why he rode his chariot here. And his chariot created these rims, or rims of his chariot created these dents, and dents were filled up by liquid, 7 liquids, and they created 7 dvipas: Palakshadvipa, Jambudvipa, and all. Okay. And this is one Brahmanda. If you see, one Brahmanda it is. It is not, and you can see Vishnu, the Karanodayaka Vishnu or Mahavishnu has created millions and zillions of Brahmandas. We're studying only one Brahmanda within that. It is not all Brahmandas. All Brahmandas will be like this and covered by seven ocean. No, it's only our Brahmanda. Not all Brahmandas. All Brahmanda, other Brahmandas may have other structures. Depends on how Brahma, Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is a primary creation and Visarga is a secondary creation. How the Brahma, our Brahma has four heads. So he has created this. Some universe may have 1,000 Brahmas. He may create even wonderful Visarga. So that we don't know. So we are explaining only our Brahmanda, where we stay. And other loka, Surloka, Madhya Loka, and other loka is Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. And below that, Garbha ocean is there. So, 7 planets, so 7 dvipas are Palaksha Dvipa, Jambu Dvipa, then we have Kusha Dvipa, Krauncha Dvipa, Shaka Dvipa, and others. 7 dvipas are there. So each of the dvipas Priyavrata created, and each of the dvipas he gave it to each of the sons. You can go and rule. He had total 11 sons. So 4 of them took sannyas, and 7 of them were entered into Grihastha life, and they were given this to rule. I'm hopeful you understand. Then later, if you don't understand, you can ask questions. And within this, how Jambu Dvipa is covered, this is a good diagram to understand. So this Mount Sumeru, imagine this as a circle, okay, 3-dimensional circle. You cut a spear in that. You have a spear and you cut one portion, the center portion. This is what Jambu Dvipa is. Jambu Dvipa is center of Bhumandala. And center of Jambudvipa is Golden Sumeru. Sumeru mountain is there. Okay, and here is Bharatavarsha. It's all covered by salt ocean. Bharatavarsha, this is where Jambudvipe, Bharatavarshe, Bharatakande. So that is, here is Bharatavarsha. We can see the salt ocean here. And this is separated. Each of the Varshas is separated by mountain range. So here you can see Meru is surrounded by 4 mountain belt on 4 sides. So Sumeru is covered by 4 mountains. See, first is Mandara, Meru Mandara, Shupravrashva, and Kumuda. So that is what mountain, this one. See, these are the mountains surrounding. So nobody has access. Easily they can't access. So these are the mountains that are surrounding. So these are the mountains. Sura Mandara, Meru Mandara, and Suparshva and Kumuda. So those are the mountains surrounding. And 8 smaller surrounding mountains. See this, these are the 8 smaller surrounding mountains. North is Jatadhara and Devakuta. West is Pavana, Pariyatra. South is Kailasa and Karavira. And north is Trishanga and Makara. So this one. Let's see here. You can see right here. It is covered by 8 smaller. And then each of the Varshas, so it is divided into 8 Varshas, and each of the 8 Varshas is covered by mountains. So Bharata Varsha, if you want to go to Bharata Varsha to Kimpurusha Varsha, you should cross Himalayan mountains. So this Himalaya is not our Himalaya, what we can see. This is an even bigger Himalaya. Okay. From Kimpurusha Loka to Hari Varsha, you should go means Nishada mountain range you should cross. From Bhadrashava Varsha, you want to go means to Ramayaka Varsha, you want to go means you want to cross Neela mountains. So like that, each Varsha is divided into, is separated by mountains. And access to Sumeri mountain is also covered by this mountain. I just gave an introduction on how the Jambu Dvipa looks like, the Dvipa which we are staying, because we have got Bharatavarsha and Bharatakanda here in this. Okay, so then I'll give you just a glimpse of what Sumeru mountain also is formed. you can get even a three-dimensional view here. So this is the Sumeru mountain covered by mountain ranges at all. So Bharata Varsha is here, in Himalaya mountains is here. It's not our Himalayas, the snow-covered peaks, no. This is even bigger range of mountains, which I don't think so we can see because it's inaccessible. We don't have power to shoot that. We'll have to have yogi powers to go there. Okay, we'll not cover this. I think so. How this is where the Ganga descends from upper planetary system to middle planetary system, and it divides and it flows. We'll not go into that. It will be covering in 20th chapter or 21st chapter on this and hellish planets also. Hopefully, you're clear. If not, you can ask questions in the question and answer session. So each of the dvipas here are surrounded by the salt water, sugar cane, liquor, clarified butter, emulsified yogurt, and sweet water. And all these oceans are equal in breadth for the land. So he gave, so Jambu Dvipa was given to Agni, Dara, Idamaho, like that, Priyavrata, right? Distributed. So this is how Priyavrata activities as a Raja Rishi, he created, he orbited the sun. I'm concluding this three shlokas. Priyavrata orbited the sun to give happiness to the inhabitants of Bhumandala planet. And while orbiting, he created 7 islands and they were surrounded by 7 liquids. And each of the islands were given to each of his 7 sons. So thank you very much. I conclude my Bhagavatam class here. I know it was a bit technical. If any questions, I'm happy to answer those. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. I think there are a lot of details. It was like the Vedic planetarium presentation. So thank you so much for that. I think you've taken a lot of trouble to represent it pictorially. So that's a good effort. And of course, the role of the Rajarishi, so wonderfully explained, how the head, the king, when he is right, then all the people below will definitely be able to, I mean, there's so much of peace in them, there is no anxiety. And then contrast that with today's world where there is so much of anxiety for people because the leaders are not all right. So there's so much of anxiety for people because of that. So we can see the opposite that is happening here now compared to what was the situation then. And of course, these pictures, I think it takes some time to assimilate. But anyway, devotees, if you've got any questions, then please go ahead and then you can ask Prabhu. And then we can have more clarity as we move forward. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for this wonderful thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, wonderful Prabhu. The pictures are so, I mean, we can easily understand the thing. But Prabhu, you said all these things will meet at one point, you were telling.
What things, Mataji? What things will
meet? The 7 oceans. No, he has divided into 7, Prabhu. Yes. And then you were, I mean, I don't know, you made a mention, I think, or maybe I heard it. No, they all meet at one particular point.
So actually, if you imagine, right, globe. Okay, it is how it is. It is sphere, right?
Yes, yes.
It's originating from. This is a good picture, I think. So, see, it is originating from the navel. So there is one origin. I meant when I met means they meet with in the navel of the Supreme Lord. Vishnu. That is what I meant. That's all. It has one origin. So how this liquor, sugarcane juice, and all came filled that dent created. So that is coming from Vishnu's navel. That is what I
meant. But it is very clear, Prabhu. You could understand very nicely. You can remember. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat
Suvinaya
Pranam.
Nityananda Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for wonderful class and very visual, nice visual presentation, Prabhuji. But I have, big question. This doesn't, reconcile or match with how the current modern science is projecting the universal representation, right, Prabhuji?
Correct.
We keep hearing that our Earth is, spherical or, but here if you see that it is little bit different. How to understand or how to reconcile this between what we hear and what we see here, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So see, first of all, modern science doesn't have access to this planetary systems. What is visible from Bhumandala only, that is recorded by scientists and is recorded. See here, if you see, outside of these three planetary systems, there is Sun, Moon, there is Saturn, there is other planet which we go into deeper. You see, so only what we can see from here, scientists can reconcile. What they cannot see, because this is not visible to ordinary eyes, this Maharloka, Tapoloka, Boloka, whatever it is, right? So whatever we can see, whatever is manifested in front of their material eyes, that is what they record. So, and since our senses are defective, our conclusion is also defective. So here, if you're somewhere here in the Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kanda, we can see sun. Okay, we can calculate the distance, and we assume, okay, this is rotating around the sun. In fact, sun is rotating. Our sun is rotating. Our sun is moving up and down simultaneously in this. So, why, to answer your question, Prabhu, how do we reconcile? The thought of scientists has been drilled into us. We have never exposed to Vedic planetary system, how they are arranged from very young. It's very hard to unlearn those and bring back this concept. But the more we read Bhagavatam, the more we read the creation in Canto 2 and Canto 5, then we can assimilate, hey, this. Otherwise, it's very hard because we have been drilled by that philosophy of heliocentric and geocentric models. So we need to come out of that and see this as a one anda, and you have to conceptualize one anda and what is made up of, what is this 14 planetary system, and what is this anda made up of, who can breach, who cannot breach, all that. We need to relearn. New learning should be there. But our scientists are not doing a good job without understanding the subtle 14 planetary systems what we have got.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. There's one more question by Balaji Govind Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Balaji
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, what was the purpose in getting these 7 types of lakes or oceans, Prabhu? To whom in general it used to serve? Suppose it is saltwater lake, just like the present sea, which is there. Lot of zooflorans can inhabit. But what was the purpose in having these 7 types of oceans, Prabhu? Can you throw a little light, Prabhu?
The purpose of 7 oceans is to cater for 7 different tastes.
7 different
tastes, ruchis. Ruchis.
Okay.
Ruchis. So each and every island inhabitants have some different tastes.
Yes, Prabhu.
To cater to this taste, and natural phenomena. So why salt water is there for Jambudvipa is so that rains come in time, it evaporates, and that water cycle will go through.
Yes, Prabhu.
So similarly, there is a purpose, there is a taste for, means there is a ruchi for inhabitants of that Dvipa, and to satisfy them, that particular liquids are there. Specifically to cater the needs of those people inhabiting islands. That's all.
That means everything used to be received. That means everything was utilized then.
Yeah. Otherwise, universe is for utilization, right? Universe means utilization. Everything is utilized.
Okay, Prabhu, that is one point. And another point is, during Vedic period, as you said, the diseases were less.
Correct.
Right, Prabhu? But in some of the lectures, I have heard that there used to be no death of son or grandson in front of parents or grandparents. Was it there, Prabhu?
If it is a Rajarishi ruling, yes. If a Rajarishi is ruling, then yes, the death of father is to first happen and death of son is to happen later. Okay. But once ruler is not right, if it is not Rajarishi, then the principles are violated and nature also gets furious and demigods also get furious, and this son dying before the father or grandson dying before the father and all will happen. But unless there is a Rajarishi ruling according to Vedic principles, it will not happen.
Okay. Wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a nice lecture, Prabhu, in the morning session. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I think the same thing will be there, no, Prabhu. What Prabhupada says, they would not have gone to moon. Moon is much farther than sun. If we tell them to some people, they were laughing at us. I said, this is what Prabhupada has told. I don't know. So we have to trust Prabhupada. I just tell them. I think once they go through our text, then they can reinvent, no, Prabhu?
Correct. Yeah. Ourselves, we as devotee also should convince ourselves, because we have been learnt in that direction. Hey, moon we can see, we can go. Sun we can see, we can go. Or whatever planet, Mars we can see, we can go. That is not like that. It's not easy. It's not so easy to go to other planets without using the Vedic methods. Yes, Mataji, it's very tough. Agree with you. Okay. Then, if no questions, then Prasanna Prabhu, we can conclude. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for those questions and answers also. I think it was very wonderful. Like I said before, no questions. We can end the session today. We're paying obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. So I'll end the session for everyone. Have a wonderful day. Krishna conscious filled day. Thank you and Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhu, once again for the
Thank you.
class.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice lecture on Vijayadashami Day, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.